What's up, guys? It is Mitchell J, the Scaredy Cat Guide, and let's talk about loan forbearance because there's a lot of confusion on what you can and can't do. But in the end, it's part of the CARES Act that Trump signed into law. So let's figure out exactly what we can do. And after doing some digging, I think I have a pretty good handle on it, but we'll see. You always want to fact check anything you hear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up some information and some highlights in regards to the forbearance and what we're allowed to do. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so here are the highlights of the loan forbearance and exactly what you could do. So, I mean, the first thing, obviously, you want to call your mortgage servicer, and you probably want to ask them if your loan is backed, if it's a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan, because for the most part, these rules are for loans that are backed by those agencies, although it seems like a lot of the other government agencies are getting on board. So that's the first thing you want to find out. There's also a couple websites where you can look up your loan to see if they're Freddie or Fannie Mae backed, and I'll share those links and I'll show them in a minute here. But basically, what we need to know is the forbearance period. So, like, fact number one about forbearance is how long can I get forbearance on my mortgage, on my home loan? And there's some confusion because people think it's just 90 days, but it's not. It's actually up to a year. So if you see the highlighted text here, forbearance periods for 90 days at a time. But you have to essentially renew every 90 days. So when you get towards the end of the first 90 days, if you still need forbearance, if you're still financially struggling, you need to call your loan servicer and essentially set that up. But you can do this up to 1 year. Now, as far as when it comes time to repay your loan, obviously there's options that the loan provider prefers, and then there's options that we as a borrower prefer. So the most popular options out there are, banks and lenders talking about a lump sum payment at the end of your forbearance period. So let's say you do 3 months of forbearance, and then at the end of 3 months, you need to essentially catch up and make the payments that you haven't made in the last 3 months. I don't see how that's feasible because you wouldn't need forbearance if you had the money to make that lump sum payment anyway. So then there's the option of a payment plan where they tack on whatever it is, $100, $200 a month to your existing mortgage payment. And then there's the option that probably most borrowers want, but seem to not really be getting shared by the lenders. But as you'll see here, highlighted, another option, which many borrowers will choose. And it's no additional out-of-pocket expense, which, I mean, who doesn't like that? But basically getting the missed payments added to the end of the loan and just extending the loan by a few months. This is an actual option, although the banks really aren't promoting it. So know what you can and can't do, and don't be afraid to ask for it. Also, key thing about the forbearance is it does not impact your credit. So if you ask for forbearance for the next 90 days, it's not going to show on your credit as basically you being late or delinquent on your mortgage. So that is also key to know. So now that we got the facts down here, and again, please check them. This is the research I've done and what I've seen from reputable sources, but you never know. Here is a lookup site. So Fannie Mae, basically you can plug in your information and see if your loan is backed by Fannie Mae. Same thing, Freddie Mac, same thing, Lookup Tool, boom, put in your name, your address, location, all that good stuff. Lets you know if your loan is backed by Fannie or Freddie. However, you can, like I said, call your loan servicer or your bank and ask them if your loan is backed by Fannie or Freddie. Might be a little bit easier, although you'll probably have to sit on hold for a while. We're home anyway, so you got the time. Anyway, I will put those lookup tool links in the show notes so you can try and find it that way. And in the meantime, be safe, and we will see you on the next video.